then on the CB1300 Honda. As promised, I'm going to try and stitch this in to the other video. If this has come out as another video, as in a completely separate video, then that's fine, you know. Basically all that means is that I made the video too long, and I know that sometimes you guys don't really like long videos. I mean, I've noticed on the analytics, as it were, for the YouTube channel, anything over about 10 minutes, you guys only watch like 3 to 5 minutes. You probably do exactly what I do and just skip through the videos. It's perfectly natural and understandable and all that kind of nonsense, but I don't want to make a 20-minute video if you guys aren't really interested in a 20-minute video, if that makes sense. Anyway, I digress. We are on, as I said, the CB1300. I am taking things very easy. As you can see, it is pretty bloody grim out here today. It's November the 2nd, I believe, and I decided to pop out now because I did the video yesterday when the bike arrived, and I really wanted to kind of do a video on the CB1300, how it rides, as it were. So I'm bringing you guys with me. We're going to take a little 5-10 minute ride out because it's bloody cold. Man, I just remember there's heated grips. Let's pop these bad boys on then, because that's always useful, isn't it? We're not going far from home, as I said. We're just going to go out for a little bimble because it's incredibly wet out here, and I don't really want to take any chances. The unfortunate thing is I think we're probably going to go over 31,000 miles because there's only 13 miles left until we get to 31, which then means when I sell this bike I can't advertise it. It's just over 30,000. It's got to be 31,000 and something, isn't it? Anyway, so what's the bike like? Well, very much obviously as the other CB1300 I had. Apart from this one seems to be making a bit of a whine from the gearbox. Not sure what that's all about. I don't remember my last one doing that, so that's a bit of a concern. But the, excuse me, the bike does ride absolutely stunning, as you would accept. I mean, this is the one thing that I do like over all the other muscle bikes. I think if you look back over, I mean, I'll stick them up in the top right hand corner as we go through this video, all the other bikes I've done in this kind of genre, and I always said that I preferred the GSX 1400 to any of the other bikes, just because that was my personal preference. I love the colour, I love the way it looked, I love the way it felt underneath me, all the rest of it. But the Honda CB1300, it just feels so incredibly planted on the road. I mean, it doesn't feel like you're on a 1300cc bike. It really, really doesn't. You could be riding a 600. It's that light and nimble in the corners, and just sitting on here now, it's just, it belies its weight and its power, shall we say, in that respect, because I think it's only just over 100 horsepower, so it's not going to win any land speed records in that respect. But you don't need that on a bike like this. I don't think you need any more power than that. It's a gentleman's bike, and oh look, this is looking interesting. It's a gentleman's bike. You don't need to be roaring around all over the bloody shop. You just take it for a nice little bimble. I should have actually tried to clean off some of the ACF 50 on the brakes before I came out. I just suddenly realised I'd put all the ACF 50 on there yesterday and I didn't really clean it all off again, so bad me in that respect. Got to stop saying in that respect as well, because I notice on my videos I say that a lot, don't I? Anyway, in that respect, yeah, it's very planted, as I said, for want of a better word. It just feels so nimble and light through the corners, and just generally riding. I still maintain that I think it's a bit vibrational, but I think all inline fours are vibrational, and I think that probably harks back to my whole I prefer triples and V-twins, because I don't like the vibration. So all this hacking on about all the bikes I've had and how it vibrates, and I didn't like the vibration, etc, etc, it probably actually wasn't any more vibrational, if that's a word, than any other inline four. It's just that I don't like vibration, not that kind of high pitch vibration anyway. I prefer to have, you know, the V-twin rumble and bumble and clatter and clang of a Ducati or an Aprilia. Maybe not so much a Harley Davidson, because I'm not kind of a Harley fanboy in that respect. I'd like to try one. I did test ride one. I think I mentioned that in another video. But God, this guy in this white van, bane of everybody's life. Yeah, so I think for me, it's got to be a triple. I love my Triumph triples. I've been trying. I almost put together a deal on a Triumph Speed Triple 1050 RS. Now there's a bloody bike, but I just can't afford it. The guy was really good about it. He dropped the price ridiculously low, and I just couldn't justify. I think it was like £8 or something, and I just don't have that kind of money to invest in a bike right now. I mean, yes, I could have done it, but it would have meant all my eggs in one basket scenario, which I don't like that. If you've been following the channel, you know I don't like to do that. So I just kind of pulled out of the deal in the end. I actually almost just bought another Ducati Multistrada as well. Let me just pull that down a sec. I almost bought another Ducati Multistrada as well. The old DS 1000 Multistrada. Beautiful deal. I even put a deposit on it, but I pulled out of that one as well because I got a bad vibe about the bike. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys get that as well. Actually, hold on a sec, guys. Sorry about that. I think that's going to be too rumbly for you. Let me just check that still doing what it should be doing. Yeah, I pulled out of that deal because I just didn't feel comfortable with it. So the guy gave me back the deposit. It was a ridiculous price, 7,000 miles the bike had, full Ducati luggage, just had the belts changed, and it was $3,000. And I should have bought it in hindsight. But I think when you get a bad vibe about something, you should follow your gut. And I did, and I didn't buy it. But I did buy this beauty. As I said, it's a 2004, just over 30, just under 31,000 miles in that respect. And I know the bike, and that's why I bought it, because I know I like it, and I wanted to take you guys for a ride. I mean, I know it seems ridiculous, but one of the reasons I bought this is because I wanted to do another kind of almost just a short review on it, and I wanted to take you guys out for a ride because I know you like to come out. And now I've got this new Acaso, that was the old camera. Now I've got this new Insta360 camera. I thought I'd give it a try, and I'm hoping this comes out because I can't see. There's my hand there. I can't see where it's recording. Obviously these things take time to set up, so I may end up having to do this again, at which point you won't even hear any of this, so it will be pointless, won't it, really? Anyway, we're going to come up to some cattle grids in a minute on the moor, so that's going to get a bit noisy. But anyway, going back to the bike, I digress so badly, I do apologise. Going back to the bike, yeah, it's everything I expected it to be. They are incredibly good bikes. They are probably, for a rider's point of view, I would put this in the top of my list of muscle bikes, definitely, from a rider's perspective. It's just so light and nimble, as I said. It's a Honda, it'll go on forever. It feels so nice underneath you, but from an aesthetic point of view, I prefer the GSX 1400. I prefer the colour, I prefer the stance of that bike, generally speaking. I mean, it's just my go-to. I would get one of those over this for aesthetics, but if I wanted to reliability and all that kind of nonsense, then I would definitely get one of these, and I would suggest you do the same. You can pick these up for, well, I mean, this is the odd thing. This is one of the reasons I bought this bike, is because I paid $4,000, I think, for my first one of these, and I sold that on and got my money back, and that was all fine and dandy. And that seems to be where the market is on these kind of things, you know, on these CBs, in the red and the white, because you've got to have the red and the white. Look at that view. Look at that. Isn't that just stunning? What a lucky boy I am to live up here. Anyway, so this guy was selling this one at $3,500. I basically was backwards and forwards with him making offers for so long, it was a joke. He wouldn't accept my ridiculously low offer. And then I was just about to buy something else, a ZRX 1100, which I may still have a look at one of those. And I got hold of him. I said, look, I'm going to go and buy this bike. So, you know, I noticed it was still up for sale and he dropped the price. And I said, look, I'm going to go and buy this bike. Are you sure you don't want my offer? And he said, screw it. I've got another bike I'm really interested in. I'll take your offer. And I bought this for £2,750. Yeah, 2,750 quid for this bike, which is stunning value. I think you'll agree. I mean, it really does offer great value considering I paid $4,000 for my last one. So I couldn't pass it up. So I bought this basically because the deal was too good to pass up, and because I wanted to do a ride along with you guys. And I'm hoping that this has come out, because it's so impossible to tell when you're on the bike whether you're recording in the right position, all that kind of malarkey. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. As I said, it's just a quick extra, really. It's not necessarily a review on the bike. We've done a review. If you want to actually see the bike and what I thought about it the first time I had one, then go back and have a look at that. This is just a little extra bonus kind of video for you guys to show you what I'm up to, let you see where I live, all that kind of nonsense, and check out this new Insta360 camera, which cost me 300 bloody quid. I bet this is one of those electric bikes, isn't it? She looks like she's going way too fast, that Bill. Yeah, there you go. Look, you can tell straight away there's a bloody great battery on it. Don't jump out at me, Mr. Goat. Anyway, guys, if you haven't subscribed, then consider doing that. Like, share, and give a thumbs up to the video, all that good stuff. And we'll do another video in the next couple of weeks. I hope you enjoyed this. As I said, don't slate me too much. It's not really a review per se. It's just a quick catch-up on the CB1300. And how much I paid for it, yada yada yada. Hope you enjoyed it. As I said, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll catch up in a couple of weeks on the next one, and we'll see what we bought then. Alright guys, you take care and thanks for watching.